did ask my mom, like, how the heck did you guys do it? You know, you came here, you didn't really know English. How were you able to find all these, like, support? How did you file for Habitat for Humanity? You know, how did you know about welfare, and how did you know about food stamps and stuff like that? How did you find jobs? And I remember my mom and them told me that, like, for sure, one was going to high school, and then two was also they, I think they had a social worker who helped them, because somehow they were able, like I said, to find those food stamps and everything and figure all that stuff and, like, file for it. So my dad, when he was back in Laos, my dad's dad was a soldier, and then my grandpa passed away when my dad was really young, and so then my dad, and then his mom got remarried, and because he's the son, the mom couldn't take my dad with him, and so then my dad went and lived with my cousins, and afterwards it was them who they decided to cross and go over to the refugee camp, and they had help from other family members, and so they left, went to the refugee camp, and then they went to Chicago, and then they came to the Minnesota. My mom, on the other hand, when she came over, she left with her family, and she told me about how when she crossed the Mekong River, the boat with her mom and her dad and her sister and her brothers tipped over, and so then they actually all passed away, and so my mom came with only her sisters, and luckily she had family in the refugee camps too who helped file for her and everything to come to the U.S. and find sponsors. And so then when they got here, they lived in Chicago for a while, and then they came to Minnesota, and they lived in a lot of apartments, moved around a lot. My dad did really, like, small jobs. He would work at, like, a taco restaurant, or he would work as a truck driver. It wasn't until he found a nice steady job at American Airlines that he was able to get steady income. And then my mom was actually pretty good at school, and she went and got her associate's degree. However, and she was a teacher for a bit. She worked at the St. Paul Public School Systems, and however, she did daycare. So they worked really hard. They budgeted a lot, because my mom told me about how they couldn't afford so many nice things, but then they budgeted and they worked hard at it, and now we are where we are now.